When it comes to Fox bodies, there's a few distinct reasons for why the headlights won't work on these. A few usual suspects that will pop up and usually fixes the problem. But I had one very unique situation for why the headlights wouldn't work on this car, and you'd be surprised for what it took to actually fix the issue and get the headlights to start working again. Since the very beginning of getting this car, the headlights have never worked. I went through the basic stuff at the very beginning, checked all the fuses, that wasn't it. I already replaced the switch up here. This seems to be a common culprit with the Fox bodies, and that didn't fix it either. So the next step is to switch out the multi-function switch. I have a new one here. Hopefully this fixes the issue. If not, it's a deeper problem that I really am not looking forward to trying to figure out. But these go bad as well. There's a couple of connectors that go into the switch from the harness, and I'm just gonna, I already took the covers, the top and bottom cover off, so I just have to unbolt the multi-function lever switch out itself, put the new connectors in, hit the headlights, and hopefully they come on. So I'm going to finish getting this off and then get this new one plugged in and hope for the best. I ended up taking this bottom trim piece off that's below the column. Made it a lot easier to get these harnesses in because they were really crammed up inside of it. But now that I have a little bit more room, I'll be able to plug these in. Well, good news, bad news kind of thing. The lights did come on, so swapping this out helped. But I think the real problem is there's 3 connectors that go into this. This one here, you guys can't really see it. Let me get this closer. Here, there's 3 connectors that go into this. And this one right here, this is the section that controls the headlights. And this tab right here is broken. So what was happening is this is coming loose and is making the headlights go on and off. I still think the other switch was bad because I noticed that I cut the camera for a little bit until I got this all taken apart. I noticed that this was loose on the other switch. So I pushed it in all the way, turned the headlights on, they still won't come on. So I think the switch was bad anyway, but what I'm going to have to do is maybe get like a zip tie and hold that down there, zip tie it around so it's held on better than it is, so that it doesn't come loose. Because it works, but if that keeps coming loose, then I'm going to have the same problem. I have to take it all apart again. Okay, I realize this video ended kind of abruptly without too much explanation, so I'm going to explain what actually happened with this. And I'm recording this part quite a few days after the actual fixing the issue with the car. But what happened was, when I first got the car, the headlights didn't work. The first usual culprit, from what I was told from other people and looking it up and everything else, is that it was the switch, by the headlight switch, that usually goes bad, or it's a blown fuse. Check the fuses, I checked grounds, replaced the switch, and that didn't fix it. So the next thing that really stood out was a multi-function switch as far as what could have been the culprit. So I bought a new multi-function switch, which for the 93 is this part here. This is the one that originally came out of the car. So I replaced that, and in the video, the headlights worked when I replaced that. I'm like, great, that was a problem solved, I'm good. I put the column back together, put everything back together that I needed to take apart to get to the multifunction switch to get it out. Hit the headlights again, and it didn't work. I'm like, at that point, I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this thing? What else could it possibly be? So what I did was I took everything back apart again, pulled the multifunction switch out, and when I did, the connector that goes in this section here, I noticed that the connector that went into it, all the wires, there was like probably 3 or 4 wires that were coming out of the connector. The pin was coming out of it, and I'm like, and I wiggled a few of them, and the headlights would come on, and I'm like, that's my problem. So I pushed all the pins back in to the connector, made sure it was snapped in good, reassembled everything again, and now the headlights work. So on top of all the other issues that can happen with your headlights going out on a Foxbody, the pins that go in the connector can also start coming out, and that's what my problem was. How common that is or not, I have no idea. I just know that's what happened to me. So before you go buying a bunch of parts, I would suggest taking the switch apart, checking connectors in that, taking the multifunction switch out, checking the connectors and the pins for that to make sure they're actually secure inside the connector before you go buying a bunch of parts and throwing it at it. It would have been better for me to take the column apart and check that before buying a multifunction switch, and this is the original switch too, so both of these parts in the car are brand new. But they're all new now, so it doesn't bother me too much, and I still have the original one, so you know, no big deal. I was fine with replacing those because they may have gone out at some point anyway if they hadn't already been replaced at this point. But I just thought I would, you know, end this video with what actually was the problem and how I fixed it for other people that may be running into the same issue with headlights not working. Just one more thing to stack on top of all the potential problems with Foxbodies and all the weird quirks they have as far as fixing and finding problems with them. There's a lot of stuff happening with this Foxbody: new transmission, new engine, eventually getting repainted. Thinking of repainting it right here in the garage, something I've really been thinking about, so stay tuned as far as that goes. A lot of stuff happening over the winter, so you know, if you want to see a lot of Foxbody stuff, I have plenty on my plate to do over the next several months with this car. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Above all else, everyone, thanks for watching.